So whenever Apple does something, there are two things which come across: hyped and overhyped. And in iOS 26, there are a bunch of things which I personally feel about that are overhyped, including liquid glass. Let's talk about it. So Apple released iOS 26 in WWDC 25, and we see a lot of stuff included in the iOS 26, like liquid glass, like more visual and AI intelligence, and also the Apple intelligence features like Genmoji. So in case of Apple, there is hyped and overhyped. And I think most of the iOS things released in iOS 26 are overhyped. Let's talk about the first one, liquid glass. So liquid glass is kind of overhyped, not perfectly hyped, overhyped. Let me tell you why. So if you see liquid glass, the main purpose of liquid glass is to make the whole UI feature looks like the appearance of a real glass effects. And Apple has delivered the same stuff, but it caused two main issues. The number one, readability, and the second greatest one is like the functionality of liquid glass. So in the new beta 5, we see that the bouncy effect of that liquid glass is more than ever before. And due to this bouncy effect, it does not only make the whole UI look so stubborn, but also create much more visual issues than ever before. Now, the second big thing is about overhyping Apple Intelligence. Now, Apple has recently making the Apple Intelligence look like it's the only stuff which Apple offers an iPhone, which is a great stuff to deliver. But it's not actually. So Apple is kind of bit overhyping the AI use, particularly the Apple Intelligence, like the use of Genmoji, smart technologies, smart reminder, real-time translation, and all those stuff. But this is not actually what is happening currently. You see, the time when iPhone 15 comes, the main focus was in Genmoji, and that is what is being delivered. Nothing else at all. And AI could do much more stuff than that, but Apple has not focused any of this stuff. So it's not by the people overhyped, but Apple is likely to overhype AI, their own Apple Intelligence, like a new generational technology other than that whole of NVIDIA's, that ChatGPT 5 and all those stuff. The third thing is very useful, but very overhyped as well. So if you see, Google has been using the circle to search features back in the 2022, and Apple has released it now. And I see a bunch of tweets, people tweeting about, okay, this stuff is completely new technology. Android should, learn something from it, out of it. And they might forgot that the Android were the first one to deliver those technology apart, and Apple is copying that. So it shouldn't be, overhyped just because Apple has tweaked it somewhere and then re-releasing it in their iPhone, new design, new that whole of thing, asking with ChatGPT option. And it's not new in hand. So overhyping is a bad deal. Now the fourth thing is kind of bit more about Apple Intelligence, but in particularly about the AI editing tool and also the Genmoji and Event Playground. So let me tell you, we all know that Samsung has released their background image blurring, background image removal back in like S23 Ultra timeline, but they are delivering the new stuff with consistency over the year past. And in this year 2025, we see S25 Ultra removing the background much more good than ChatGPT and also the Apple. And this is the stuff Apple is not likely to focus it, but not as they wanted to. So Apple, we all know that Apple's image remover, extra images at the back side is very bad stuff to talk about, just because we have already seen when they need to remove a hand, they remove whole face. And when they need to remove a back face, they remove whole of creatures behind, like a new photograph is being taken with their iPhone, due to which it also pressurized their whole of GPU, and the new TPUs are being installed in that phone, particularly lowering the overall performance of the device. Although it's very expensive phone, and that expensive, you need to deliver best performance, but do you actually think that this thing people will hardly be using in their day-to-day life? Now, in conclusion, I have one thing to say. iOS 26 whole of focusing about the UI, But do you think ever people will, the masses people, the normal people will ever care about what the stuff Apple is making in the depth of their UI? Will they be, changing their theme? Will they be, appearing that bouncy effect much more than before? Will they be changing their clock type in the background? And one more thing, I cannot understand the fact that Apple is yet running their beta version 5 of the iOS 26. It's already August, and if you talk about how people will be getting those features, they still have to use beta version. The official version has not released yet. And if you want to use it, it will be releasing, rumored to release around November, the proper version. And it's not good. People will wait this whole of timeline till November when the new iPhone 17 will announce. People will be purchasing that new iPhone, and the new software will also be delivered.